It was incredibly focused and almost clairvoyant for a very short period of time. Is that because you get bored, you get distracted, or you get ADD? When you get I think working with you over the years, I think what I realise what I have to do is give you space at certain times, let you take your space to a certain level. By that time, I would have thought of how to enhance what you're thinking, and I would just step in and do it and say, just put that there.
Take it away!
If you look closely at all shadows Diamond's paints, you will see that they are fragmented, that the shadows in themselves do not exist. The image disintegrates and falls apart in small stripes, and what I think is the characteristic element of Diamond's painting, or the one we can read most easily, if you find a vertical or horizontal stripe or seaming or apparent brushstroke in his paintings, you will see that very often it falls apart in a series of dots. So even the lines or the stripes in his paintings disintegrate. Also, I would like to say with regard to this painting that the work of Clement continues to evolve in this respect, that the material aspect of it becomes more and more light. Oh my God, it is beautiful.
I instigate. I respond to situations the way I'm responding to a question. The thing has relevance only in terms of the fact that it is in response to a specific situation. It's not capable of being moved from that situation to another situation without being really altered by the change of condition. So therefore it counters the whole idea that art is a transcending power of some sort, that it can transcend time and culture and so on and so forth. What happens is a museum will ask me to come and spend some time in their situation, maybe do something. I go there, maybe spend a day, a week, or a month, or a year, trying to catch a feel of what goes on in that particular place. And I try and do something with that situation, leave as little trace of my own hand, as little identification of art as an actual singular event, and really, in a sense, try to alter how you perceive that situation in terms of reintroducing information which has previously been excluded. For example, you take the idea of an empty room. It means empty of something. But actually, on a perceptual level, that's not true. The room is full. If you were to take the number of elements or relationships that exist in the room and put them into a familiar metaphor, like a painting, you'd have a very complicated situation. And yet we've managed to, through a system of concepts on a hierarchical value structure, to decide that certain things are valuable and certain things are meaningless. So one of the reasons I think that contemporary art has gone through all the changes it has is to reintroduce all that information.
Robert Irwin is an artist, but also a kind of writer, philosopher, and teacher who is kind of one of the progenitors of a movement called the Light and Space Movement, which came out of California in the mid-60s, and which really explored human perception. So how we interact with our environment, how the environment shapes us, and we in turn shape it. His work began with this kind of object-like exploration of these phenomena using new materials, plastics, fabrics, and natural light, and then expanded towards more installation-like interventions into the actual architectural environments of the gallery. For example,
and that's really the inherent problem. It's on a scale beyond what we can perceive. The rainforest itself spans 9 countries, so as a climate change exists outside of human perception. It's bigger than us. We can see local expressions of it, but we can't see the climate changing, and that's really the inherent problem. It's on a scale beyond what we can perceive. The rainforest itself spans 9 countries, so as a subject alone, it's hard to imagine as an object. We're really on the tipping point now. New research suggests that actually the rainforest is no longer absorbing carbon. There's so much burning happening, it's now a net producer of carbon. But how to tell the story adequately? I mean, we've seen one picture of burning rainforest, we've seen them all in a way. And those pictures are very important, but there's so much more to unpack in the Brazilian Amazon. I'm very interested in trying to find a way to express extremely deeply complex things by looking very carefully at these loaded landscapes, bigger subjects that the camera can't necessarily see.